Well, there were a couple good matches, a lot of recaps, and a lot of segments where I was questioning how the hell this makes air. Vince McMahon does not care about putting on a quality show anymore, or even a halfway quality show anymore. I'm Charles Renton with my review of WWE Raw. I miss when Monday nights were the flagship day for wrestling programs. And there were a couple matches on the show to remind you, hey, when they let the talents go out there and don't just, shackle them, they say, hey, go out there, beat each other up, tell a good story. There were a couple matches on the show where I'm like, holy shit, this is what Raw is supposed to be. One was entertaining, one was hard-hitting. And then it descended into absolute goddamn bullshit. Vince McMahon really doesn't care anymore, does he? He cares about making money, and boy, WWE's making a lot of money, even if they're creatively bankrupt. It's so catastrophically bad, and I feel really bad for the talents that are trying. Then we swing over to SmackDown, which has been down a little bit, but is usually the sports-based product that, we would want from WWE, or at least as much as we're going to get, and NXT is kind of somewhere in the middle. WrestleMania is 5 weeks away. Actually, no, I take that back. It's actually only about 4 weeks away. And tickets are going on sale pretty soon. Are you going to go? If you're going to go, please stay safe. Really, this does not feel like WrestleMania season. I really hope that WrestleMania, because it's too big for one night, is actually going to be good. So, recaps of the Miz Lashley stuff from last week, where Lashley, thankfully, is the WWE champion now. The Hurt Business are backstage. Lashley says, the almighty era has begun. It took me 16 years to get here, and I'm not going to lose the title. Miz and Morrison talk about last week, how he was treated unfairly, how he was taken advantage of, forced to do something against his will, and Riddle wasn't even there, allegedly. And then it's Miz with Morrison against Lashley with MVP WWE Championship rematch. Rematch clauses are just really back, I guess. I don't understand why. Cool lightning entrance, a whole bunch of pyro and everything. A lot more explosions than we got at the end of AEW Revolution last night. If you want to check out my review of that, well, please do. I would really appreciate it. But, boy, yeah, that was a really cool entrance for Lashley. I mean, really, that was one good thing about the Thunderdome. They can do a lot of really cool graphics and everything. And Lashley does deserve this. He really does. He has worked hard. He's in incredible goddamn shape, and they featured him well. And he pretty much beats the shit out of Miz. That's pretty much what happened. Miz tries to outsmart him. This is much more of a match than it was last week. And then the Hurt Lock, and that's it. Drew's watching TV backstage, and it seems like he's going to be next. And then Sheamus beats him up and says, we're not done by a long shot. Okay, I want to say right now, Sarah looked really good backstage. Good for her. Really like seeing Sarah. At least she seemed like she had some energy here. And a lot of backstage attacks. Backstage attacks all over the goddamn place on WWE and AEW programming, and I don't get it. So, I really hope they don't screw up Rhea Ripley. I really don't, though we're only 4 weeks away from WrestleMania, so you gotta call her up soon. What are you gonna do? You gonna hotshot her into this Asuka Charlotte thing that they're gonna end up doing? So, Drew basically tells Pierce, hey, give me a match with Sheamus, no DQ. Pierce is like, yeah, okay, don't kill me. And then Truth wants Braun to help him. He wants him to be his Monstar because Space Jam 2, Electric Boogaloo. I saw the Space Jam 2, stills. It looks terrible. It looks absolutely terrible. Of course, I'm going to watch it, but it looks terrible. He wants his help defeating Bugs Bunny, Bad Bunny, because he wants his baby back. And he says, well, I'm just a figment, a fragment of your imagination, a pigment of your imagination. And then he tries to do the Men in Black thing with a tire pressure gauge, seemingly. Truth really tries to make this humor work, and at times he does. This didn't work because Proud Boy Braun doesn't look like he gives a shit about anything. And then Braun wants an apology from Shane. So here's Shane. He apologizes, then he leaves. Eventually. Looks like he wants to say something else, so no, don't worry. We're going to get to that. He says, maybe I'll say something later. Drew versus Sheamus, no DQ match. Hey! Besides the finish, which was a little bit dodgy, this is pretty good. This measured right up to the match that they had recently. It was really good, really hard-hitting. These guys could have a best-of-7 series, and it wouldn't get boring. Drew gets Sheamus from behind to start. Man, let me tell you right now, when you get your former best friend from behind and you are managing to beat them down repeatedly, it's a good feeling. Don't ask. And Sheamus gets Drew right in the eye. Drew, eye can tire. Whew, boy, that was really, really bad. And we get a lot of stick action. Let me tell you right now, I never thought I'd see a thick Irishman and a thick Scottishman slamming each other with a stick repeatedly on camera again. Always delete your search history, kids. And then we get a Clover Leaf. We get a huge superplex, chair to the face. That might be a fine. That looked pretty damn brutal. We get a Brogue Kick out of nowhere. But it's like everybody's like suddenly down. Like Drew had beaten him down and hit the Claymore, but Sheamus was outside. Then the Brogue Kick outside. And then they suddenly get the steps. Aha! They're having a stare down. And And then they hit each other, and then Sheamus kind of gets the steps bounced off of his head. Hope he's all right. That looked kind of bad. Drew's selling that thing like crazy, and they call it off. No DQ match, but they can't continue after bashing each other with steel. And, okay, cool. The stare down beats everybody every single time. That's it right there. Then we get Styles. We get recaps of Orton, Alexa, and Fiend. I really don't know why they're doing this stuff. I will say once again, though, check out the first 2 matches. Other than that, the show really goes downhill after this. It really does. Styles and almost mock Orton. I think we're getting a match later. Actually, we are. But they're mocking him for the hoodoo that you do so well. And apparently New Day are going to face Hurt Business for tag titles next week. And Riddle's going to take on Ali for the U.S. title. Well, I mean, Riddle's going to defend the U.S. title against Ali. Shelton with Cedric versus Xavier with Kofi. They announced Styles versus Orton later, a WrestleMania caliber match. They faced off at Mania 35. I know that sometimes the announcers forget things, but yes, a WrestleMania caliber match. It's not like these guys faced off 18 years ago. That would have been hilarious, actually. No, they faced off literally less than 2 years ago. It wasn't a bad match, the Shelton Xavier match, that is. Dreaded roll-up, most devastating maneuver in all professional wrestling. Surprise, roll-up 1, 2, 3. Then Riddle is talking to New Day. Hey, guard my scooter. And actually, there was a funny video going out about Kofi riding the little scooter. That was actually kind of funny. Riddle is annoying, extremely annoying. He took on Slapjack, and this match happened. He hit a knee strike into Slapjack's face. Ow, my mask. And bro, Derek, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so far, so raw. It's just kind of typical. And then we get to recaps of Braun and Shane. Recaps of stuff that we saw maybe an hour ago. I know what they're trying to do. They're trying to recreate the Shane Big Show feud from 2001, where they made Big Show seem like a dumb idiot, and Shane was doing this and playing the hit and run stuff and all that. Now, it worked in 2001 because Shane was in his early 30s. Shane is now 50, 51, something like that, and I would really like to know which McMahon emasculates talents more between the siblings, Shane or Stephanie. The answer is yes. I think it's Stephanie, but I'm just going to go with the answer being yes. So, I don't really know what to call this because it was one of the most awkward things. Shane was out of breath. I hope he's okay. He seemed like he wasn't doing all that well. And then self-introspection, he's like, I like to have fun at other people's expense. He's just saying this weird stuff. It's like he was either lost or they said, go out and ad-lib this, and gave him no bullet points. And why are we even out here, was what Braun was asking. When the worst person you know makes a point, or makes a really good point. Shane was so sweaty, he says, I find stupid to be an abhorrent word, and then keeps mentioning the word stupid, and keeps saying, oh, I wouldn't call you stupid, Braun. I really wouldn't call you stupid. Stupid, stupid, stupid. He's either channeling Kofi against, or Orton against Kofi, or Plan 9 from outer space. And if you know, you know. Your stupid mind. Stupid, stupid, man. Plan 9 from outer space was Ed Wood's Citizen Kane. And this segment actually would have belonged in Plan 9 because that's how bad the acting was. Braun was upset, and Shane makes fun of him like Braun, like this kind of stuff. Like, I don't know what that's about. And then a vehicle leaves, and Braun thinks it's him. And then Shane sees him and does this after he leaves and says, stupid. What was this? It was terrible television. This is some of the worst. WWE has produced some really high quality TV matches this year. They really haven't. Even a couple of decent pay-per-view matches, or a couple of really good pay-per-view matches. Takeover pay-per-view, whatever. They've also produced some really bad shit on Raw and some bad shit on SmackDown. And I'm sorry, this was really, really bad. This was shockingly bad. And I don't really understand what the hell this was about. It was really, really bad television. I don't know about Naomi's helmet, not necessarily as far as looks. I think it looks great on her. It just doesn't look like it's comfortable. But she's channeling Daft Punk or somebody else. I don't know. But Naomi's entrance looks cool in the Thunderdome. Shayna and Nia's superior immune system with Reginald Snoo. She's got her own Starvin' Marvin is what they're implying here. And then they took on Naomi and Lana for the women's tag titles. And I didn't care. Reginald interferes. Why is Reginald there? I'm not even knocking the guy as an athlete. Why is he there? And then Lana gets shoved down, basically gets spiked down, 1, 2, 3. That's pretty much it right there. And then Nia carries Reginald off. Me wants Snoo, out me way. And then Orton talks about Styles and The Fiend and all this stupid shit. And I don't care about this. Orton seems like he's totally checked out. Orton's trying, But you can tell he's not trying very hard because he knows this is shit, and it is shit. It's a terrible feud. And then Sarah's asking Mandy and Dana if they have a thought. Charlotte interrupts before they can form said thought. Well, actually, they were talking about winning, getting a title shot. And Charlotte says, you have to prove to me that you deserve a shot. So Charlotte's the GM now. Is that what it is? Charlotte has the personality of a dead robot. She really does. Man, now I got that goddamn Riff Track song stuck in my head. But Charlotte wants a shot at Asuka. Do not give Charlotte the title again. They're probably going to. I hope Asuka's okay because she's getting dental work, and hopefully she's all right because that was a vicious knee from Shayna. God damn it. I can't wait for Charlotte to just be done doing whatever else, but just not plaguing up television. I don't care how good she is in the ring. She just doesn't care anymore. She really doesn't. She's not selling anything. She's not caring. She's checked out. It's bad television. And then Styles, he has an entrance. Then they recap most of Lashley and Miz. And then Styles and Orton have something, which it was a match. It wasn't bad. Styles focused on the leg. Orton doing his usual methadactyl stuff. And then Styles is bleeding. And then it's Alexa in a box. Bliss in a box, if you will. And, oh wait, no, not yet. Then she strikes a match and blows this thing. Kane's pyro goes up 3 corners, which kind of fits with how his Bad Blood 97 debut went. And then suddenly he's vomiting black goo. Well, by the way, none of this was a DQ. Nothing happened where Styles was unable to continue. Suddenly he hits a phenomenal forearm. 1, 2, 3. That's it right there. That's literally what this was. This was what was this? What was this? I don't. Raw's not a good show. I mean, I'm sorry, it's not. I don't care about this Alexa Orton Fiend stuff. I don't. Though the first 2 matches were fine, even pretty good. Except for the stare down ending, but it is what it is. Anyway, let's see what Fastlane brings, because Fastlane is literally coming up in 13 days. Let me see. Yeah, 13 days. And gonna be the first special on Peacock. Gonna be interesting to see how quickly they move the library over to Peacock. Anyway, that's another story for another day. Agree, disagree with what I said, like, share, subscribe, Twitter handle in the description. I'm John Retland. I'll see you soon.